Okay, lovey, just want to show you. So here's an onion. You can take this kind of knife, or you can take a smaller knife if you have. So I can show you with a smaller knife in case you don't have a bigger knife. So you got the onion. This is what holds the whole onion together, so you don't want to cut. You want to keep it close to it like that, because you want to keep it a little close to keep it together while you're chopping it. I put a paper towel underneath so I can just gather the garbage around afterwards. So I cut the one end. The other end you can cut like that. You can see how it peels. And then what I do is I just peel the first layer off. The first layer of the onion off. Like that. Okay. See how it stays together because I didn't cut too deep into that. And this side it's okay. All right, I'm going to do the other one now because I told you to get 2 small onions. The head, and then the butt, close to the butt. Okay, and then peel the first layer. Like that. Put those to the side because you want to just kind of gather your garbage for now. And now here's the garlic, okay, and you want about 5 cloves. So you just kind of open it and separate 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5. If they're too big, then just do 4. Okay, and I just put those aside. Okay, and then to peel garlic, there's a really easy trick. You take the garlic, I'm gonna push this to the side so you can see. Hold on a minute. Normally I would just gather the napkin, but so that you can see. Okay, you put the garlic. Take a knife. If you get a bigger knife, it's more helpful because you get more surface. And then just smash it a little. Okay, and then when you go like this, it should come apart. If you smash, you can smash it even harder because you're gonna see it like that. I'll show you with a big knife now. If you take it and you go, it doesn't matter if it comes out a little squashed, and then pinch it on the end, or I usually just use a knife and cut so it gives me a nice good start. See that? And then cut the head off like that. Do it with a small one again. Smash. See? Doesn't matter if it comes apart. Okay. And then another one. I'll start with the head. Like that. And then the last one. Okay. Now this one has a little rotten part to it, so just cut it out. Oh, a little bit more. There you go. Okay. So that's my cleaning. Okay, so I'm just going to put those on the side. I'm going to gather this, wipe my knife, gather this, so it keeps my surface clean from all the sticky, flaky stuff. And now I'll show you how to cut the onion. Now I'm going to go with a small knife first in case you have a small knife. And if you have the other kind of knife, I'll do it with a second knife. So I cut it in half through the butt because you want to be able to keep it intact, okay? And then keeping your hand flat, you want to cut a couple layers. 1, 2, 3. Always flat. Do not try to cut it any other way. And now see how I cut one. I cut different layers, okay? And now I'm going to cut like this. Keep your fingers rolled in. Okay, and then turn it, and then just keep your fingers rolled in. And then you can just chop. See how they come out nice and chopped like that? Oops. And then I can just do this. But if you don't feel comfortable, don't do it. And if it feels like you didn't chop through some, just chop it like that. All right, now I'm going to show you with the big knife, in case you have a big knife there. Because obviously it's easier. And then I just throw this little piece away. It doesn't matter. Same thing, keep your hand flat. And go 1, 2, and then a little higher, 3. And then turn it. And if you have a blender or a mixer, you could just throw the chunks of onion in there, and I'm just going to throw that away. I don't want to hurt myself. Now, these were kind of big onions. See how much I got out of one onion? Okay, so for the 2 pounds of ground beef, I probably just need 1.5 onion. So I'll measure it after I'm done chopping so you can know about how many cups. 1, 2, 3. And then, okay. Again, I'm just going to throw this away. And these should be plenty of onions for 1.5 for 2 pounds of ground beef. If you have more than 2 pounds, go ahead and put the whole 2 onions. Let's see. I think I might cut a little bit more, and then I can always gauge it. Okay, and then you know what, Alexander, you could just cut it any way you want it. The idea is to just have it in chopped pieces. And this is the easiest way I have found, and you can do it slowly. You don't have to do it quick. See how that one doesn't look like it? You just chop it like this. Okay? All right. So if you have a bowl, put the onion in a bowl. My cutting board is big enough that I can just push the onion to the side. So I can show you how to do the garlic now. Maybe you guys have a garlic press. I don't know, I don't remember if you have that supply or not. But here's your garlic. I'm going to put it in a bowl so I have more room on the cutting board to show you. Goes the garlic, and then put my onion in the bowl. If you cut too much onion and you're putting it in the saucepan, it's okay. Just don't add it all, but I'll measure it right when I'm putting it in the pot to let you know. Okay. Okay, so it's in a bowl, ready to go. Now I'll show you the garlic. If you don't have a garlic press, okay, you could do it in fewer, oh, this one's the broken. You can do it in few steps, or you can do them all at once. First, just roughly chop it. Watch your fingers at all times. Go slow. You don't have to rush. Roughly chop. Turn your knife. Lift it. Bring it down. Gather the garlic and go another direction. Gather it. Like I said, you might have a garlic press, which makes it easier. Okay, be careful when you're cleaning off your knife. You can hear Achilles. Can you hear the birdies? They stopped now. Okay, gather the garlic. I like it a little finer. Doesn't hurt if it's a little bigger, but just blends along with the sauce. We're almost there. Be patient. Gather it up. You can fast forward through this video at any time if you feel like you don't want to sit and watch me chopping. almost there. You can see it coming together now. I sauteed the onion first and then add the garlic a little later. Some people do it all at once, but I like to do it separately. Because you don't want the garlic to burn, because if the garlic burns, it becomes bitter. So, I hope you can see that. It's minced. This is minced. Okay, I think that's good. Okay? So can you see that? How? Okay, like if I put in my fingers, can you see that? Okay. You can always do a little bit more. You can do it as fine as you want. Kind of fun for me, anyway. Okay, I'm going to push this to the side. Okay, and I'm just going to show you the onions again because I didn't know if I showed you. Okay, and you'll see once we put it on the pot what they start to look like. Just wash my hands in case I touch my eyes from the onions or the garlic. Okay. All right, Alexandra, I washed my hands. I'm going to pause it and I'll be back. I just want to get the pot out so I can show you. But here you are with your garlic and your onions so far. Okay, love, I'm going to show you now about getting it into the pot. Okay, so turn on the flame on your pot and you should have your nice Greek olive oil. And you don't need to put too much. Here's how much I'm going to put in. About that much. Say about 3 tablespoons. Okay, you just want to be able to saute the onions because the ground beef is going to have its own fat, so you don't need to add too much olive oil to the pan. I don't know what tool you have, but I'm going to show you the best one for this is something like this, and I'll show you why later. Something flat, because you're going to try to break up the ground beef a little bit, okay? So you just heat up the oil just a little bit. I have it right now on, I'm going to put it on medium-high. See, medium is right around between the high and the low, okay? Because we want to sweat the onions. And I don't know if you can see the olive oil changing a little bit. It looks a little wavy when it's starting to heat up, okay? So then I take my onions. Oh, I was going to measure for you, okay? So just a minute, I'm going to pause. Okay, sweetheart, it was about 2.5 to 3 cups of onions. So what I'm going to do now is I put the onions in and I'm just stirring them up. And I'm going to take my salt and I'm going to put in about this much all over, 2 of those, okay, because they're going to help the onions sweat. And then I'm just going to stir it. We don't want them to get brown, we just want them to get translucent. So watch how they're going to turn now. So they're solid white, okay. All right, I'm not going to keep you on while but we're just going to leave those on there and we're going to just stir them. And I'll come back in a little bit to show you what they look like, okay? Just stir them every once in a while. You don't have to be obsessive about it, but it is kind of fun. So just spread them out, you know. Okay, love. I'll be back in a bit. I always also have a paper towel or a dish. I'll show you what we can do. Take a little dish and put your utensil there so you don't dirty things up, okay? And we'll be back.